"Where's your God now?" Betty growled as her steely blue eyes pierced my soul. The inadequacy of my words kept them buried deep within my being. "What does your God think of me now?" Betty cried out as she told me about her daughter Kathy's lifetime of drug and alcohol abuse. After 51 years of life, Kathy lay naked on a gurney in an emergency room, covered by a thin blanket. Her skin sallow, her eyes rolled back and her fingers already blue. Her weakened lungs labored to avoid the inevitable. Kathy was Betty's only daughter, and today she was dying. As we approached Kathy, Betty's eyes began to flood with tears. In prayer, I brushed Kathy's graying hair away from her cool, weathered face. A tear tumbled off Betty's chin onto her child, who barely clung to life. I followed Betty back to the waiting room and sat in the chair next to her. Tears streamed down her face as she expressed disbelief that her daughter was dying. All efforts to save her from self-abuse had failed. All hope had been exhausted. Betty's voice trembled as she recounted the years of their turbulent relationship, time stolen by intoxication and arguments. She furiously described disruptions caused by the wrong men, bad choices, rejected advice. Betty wept as she reminisced about the joy she felt the day Kathy was born. She shared a sweet story of a little baby in a pink dress, welcomed home by grandparents and older brothers. Soon, stories of birthday parties and proms brought light to the space that moments ago was dark with rage and bitterness. That's when Betty stood up, touched my face, and kissed me on my forehead, giving me something that rightfully belonged to Kathy. No words were spoken as we took the long walk from the emergency room to critical care, where Kathy slept until she could relinquish her spirit. 3 hours later, Betty bent over and gently kissed Kathy on her forehead. Her motherly voice assured, "I love you, sweetheart," words that overcame the eerie stillness and warmed the air with forgiveness. Kathy's lips moved ever so slightly, and in that moment, she died. The last tender kiss given by a grieving mother to her dying daughter forgave the past and gave way to unconditional love. I never know what I'll discover when I enter into the chaos of another, but this experience was an undeniable testimony of the healing power of the Holy Spirit. Linda Cook, Penrose St. Francis Health Services, Colorado Springs, Colorado.